Alright, so it is time. Time to start your animal painting. This is the big one, boys and girls. So first thing we're going to do is go to Bing and image search and pick whatever animal that you would like to do. I did a fox last time, so I'm going to try something different, maybe a snake. Snakes are going to be a little, I wouldn't say easier, just a very different project because you're using a lot of smooth lines. And I want you to find one that has a background, not just white. So if it's blurry, it gets a little trickier. It's not impossible, but I would recommend doing one that's pretty crisp. And before we do that, we want to make sure that our filter here is set to extra large. The bigger these numbers, the better. And if you get it blown up as a poster, which we're going to have a couple per period, you're going to want to make sure it's at least a couple thousand resolution. And see, this one's beautiful, but it's a little small. If either of these numbers is under 1,000, I'm going to recommend you try to find another one. So just for the sake of this project, I'm going to go up here. This one kind of jumped out at me. It's pretty cool. Doesn't even look real. And I'll go ahead and there's two ways of doing this. I'll show you both. I can either copy the image, go into Photoshop, do a File New, and it'll give me the option of a clipboard size. That means it's whatever I just copied. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Create. And then I'll do again File New, Clipboard, Create. So now I have two documents. On one of these I'm going to do a paste. And I'll go ahead and save this as snake photo. And I can save it as a PSD or I can change it to a JPEG. It doesn't really matter because I'm not going to be doing anything to it. And then over here, just make sure this document is the exact same size as this one. And I'll call this one, in my Creative Cloud, Animal Painting. And I'm not going to paste. This is kind of a very long one. It might be a little trickier to draw, but that's okay. The next thing I'm going to do is maybe I'll just put these side by side, or if it's vertical like this, it might be better to go up and down. So I could put one up here and one below it. I don't know. It's a little trickier with a long one, but we'll make it work. I want to turn my grid on, so Control quotation mark, and get the grid to be a size that's going to work for you. This might be a bit big, so let me go to Edit, Preferences, Guides, Grids, and Slices, and I'm going to change. I could either put another subdivision in there, or I could leave that at 1 and change this to 2. Same result, or maybe I could go somewhere between, like a 3. Let's go with that, and there we go. Now in this document, we want to set up a few different layers first. So let's set up 4 layers. And we'll start off with our background, and then our color, and then our sketch rough, and then our sketch final. Now, one thing I'm going to just give you a heads up on if you're doing something smooth like this. So let's say that I, all these brushes. Start with dry. I like to start with a pencil when I'm sketching. But let's say that I sketch this out. Maybe I will go side by side. I don't know. Like that. And I sketch this guy right here. Like that. I'm just using my mouse. That's why it looks yucky. But, okay. And no smoothing or anything. It's just trying to figure out where everything lands, you know. Where everything crosses. So let's say I do something like that. Now when I get to the, so that was supposed to be on my sketch rough, but you get the idea. Now when I get to my next layer, what I want to do is, because it's so smooth, I would probably recommend switching to the pen tool. And in this case, you can actually create a path like that. And this is again only going to be on those people who are having really, really smooth images. So I can come back down here, whatever, go over your sketch. And then when you're done, and you come back, what you can do is edit, stroke, and it'll stroke that, no it won't, sorry. You have to do it differently. You have to go to paths, and then click on this button, which is stroke. So then, when I get off my path, which I think I can just delete the path now. This is what you're left with. So then when I was ready to make my selections on that step, when I'm to do my color, I could just select in here, turn that layer off, and then when I color, it's just going to stay inside this area right here. So just kind of a shortcut. For those of you who have very smooth lines, I would definitely recommend using the pen tool for that section. But it looks weird because I didn't finish my sketch first. You have to do a sketch first so you know where everything goes, and then you can do your paths over it. So I think that's pretty much it. Same procedure as the flower. Start with really big, broad brush strokes, using whatever brush you want. Some people might want to just start with a soft round or hard round and just fill in your colors, and then slowly start getting more and more of the fine details in. So that's it. Good luck.